Happy Fragrant Friday, Fraghead. Hey everybody, this is Ben here at thatcologneguy coming at you with a top 10 list. You thought I was going to say review, didn't you? Admit it. You were even singing it with me, but it's not. It's time for a top 10 list because last week subscriber John reached out and asked for a list of Oriental Spicy fragrances less than $100. So I started to make the list and I just thought to myself, this is really fun. I love Oriental Spicy anyway. And I found out this week as I was doing a lot of research, so many of the fragrances we think are going to be Oriental Spicy are actually Oriental Floral or Oriental Woody. So what happens is Oriental Spicy is actually a very specific category with not a lot of juice, but the juice it has is absolutely incredible. So for you, I have compiled my top 10. Now, if you haven't seen my top 10s before, I'm different than other reviewers because I typically don't really do it. Like once you crack my top 10, you're kind of in. It's hard to rank once you crack a top 10, especially even when I did the top 5s. It's just almost near impossible. So what I thought I would do this time is, I think 10 through 4, if I'm not mistaken, are ones that I kind of would have to look around to find a deal to get it under 100. That is to say, if I went to their actual site, it'd probably be over $100. But if I went to a discounter site, I could probably find it for under 100, or maybe I could find a 1.7 ounce only for under 100 and the 3.4 is over. So it's kind of a gray area. So 10 through 4 are kind of ones where you guys would have to look around a little bit to find it under 100. And then 3, 2, and 1 are just ones that are just right in the wheelhouse of what we're looking for. Cheap, Oriental Spicy, and of course, smell outstanding. I have tried and currently have most of these, and so I'm really, really looking forward to this list. As I said earlier, things like Man in Black, for example, is an Oriental Woody. So many of the ones when I originally compiled my list, and throughout the week I would go to Fragrantica and check, and I had to keep eliminating them because they were actually Oriental Florals or Oriental Woodies. These are all, as checked by moi, these are all Oriental Spicy fragrances. Again, most of them are under 100 smackers for a 3.4 full bottle, but sometimes you might have to get inventive. You might have to find one that's 1.7 and it's 90, or maybe you have to go to a discounter, or maybe you have to find it at Macy's during some of their deals, whatever. But I wanted to be clear about that. I did check the prices on every one, and I was able to find a 3.4 or close to that 100 milliliter for under $100, at least at one site that I trust. Let's start off with number 10. Number 10 is, actually, I have a soft spot for this one because, get ready for the boo birds, I actually don't like Spice Bomb. I know that everyone, I don't hate it, I just don't care for it, and I don't like it as much as a lot of you guys. I wish I did. It would probably do me better to actually really, really go all in. But I am a massive fan of Spice Bomb Extreme, and that one is an Oriental Spicy. Again, keep in mind that is ranked 10 through 4 are kind of ones where you might have to look around. I think I found this at a discounter around $85 to $95. So it is a borderline pick, but it is a pick nonetheless. It's an Oriental Spicy, and what I like about this one is this is the closest you could get as an Oriental Spicy to one of my favorite fragrances of all time, which is Man in Black by Bulgari. Wonderful fragrance, and also Man Black Orient. Both of those are excellent, and Spice Bomb Extreme is similar to those, and for that reason, also because it's an Oriental Spicy and also because it's under 100 smackers, you should get your hands on a bottle of it. Now, number nine is another massive, I know Armani Code has had its time. So for John or anybody out there who's looking for Oriental Spicy, if you've had a bottle, I get it that you probably moved on from it. It's kind of a one and done, or in my case, about a 17 and done. I get it. I do. And another example for me is, I love Drakkar Noir, but I probably have had so many bottles, at this point that, I was ready to move on, like a lot of the older guys watching this episode. So just because you can like something and want to move on from it. If you haven't tried Armani Code, the original, though, don't underestimate this one because it's quote-unquote over 20 years old. It is a spectacular fragrance. I don't care what anyone says about it being too synthetic. It's awesome. In fact, if you haven't had the original, you really should have it at least once. And if I can't sell you on that, I also made note of the Armani Code Absolu, which is outstanding, but it is discontinued. So I've included both of those as my number 9 pick. Number 8 is actually it's kind of similar to the Spice Bomb in the sense that number 8 is Fahrenheit Le Parfum. So it's interesting because I actually was on board extremely late for the original Fahrenheit. I did not like Fahrenheit only until recently when I actually put some of it on at an airport, and then I realized that the petrol or gasoline smell that I do detest really goes away after 15 minutes or so, and it becomes as outstanding as everyone else thinks it is. So I do like I kind of did a 180 on the original Fahrenheit, but I have always loved Fahrenheit Le Parfum. And if you can get your hands on that one, you absolutely should, because at least in the US, I feel like the original takes over and this flanker kind of flies under the radar. You might disagree, but again, in FragCom, it might be different. But for the average Joe out there, usually they think of the original with the gasoline, petrol smell. And what I like about Le Parfum, besides the fact that it smells outstanding, is it has removed that element from it. So some people don't like it because they feel like the ruggedness of the original is gone. I love both, actually. And if I had to choose between the two, it'd be tough. I'd probably go Le Parfum at number 8. Now, at number 7, I have another one actually that's on my want list. And I want to be clear about something. This one is the most wanted Eau de Parfum Intense by Azzaro. And the reason why I'm saying that is because on Fragrantica, for some reason, they have it listed as just the most wanted. So I'm not talking about the most wanted. I'm saying it's the most wanted Eau de Parfum Intense by Azzaro, and it's the all black bottle. And I will have in post, I will make sure I have a picture of the bottle. That one is definitely on my very interested list, even though I have no business buying any fragrance in the near future because I have too much, but I just love it, just like you. So that is my number 7. Now, number 6 is another one that was tough. I mean, if I were doing a traditional, top 10 where my absolute favorite would be 1, of course, or maybe 2, I would have put this one there. It's number 6 because I really can't find it under 100. I found it close, but it's going to be hovering, so you might have to look. It was at Joma Shop. I mean, there's, some of the discounters should have it close, which is Homme by Costume National or the Homme Parfum dark green bottle, either one by Costume National. So if you haven't had this one, it is actually on this list. This one is my personal favorite of the Oriental Spices. It's like 125 straight from Costume National site, 135 maybe, and then I think you can score it for less than 100 smackers if you really look and do your homework. It is worth it though because it is outstanding. But it is, especially the original Homme by Costume National, it is a very clove and cinnamon clash, and then the Homme Parfum version has kind of smoothed out the rough edges. So if you find the original, just know that it's kind of the out and left field pick. I definitely don't think none of these are blind buy friendly, but I really don't think you should blind buy that one. You should really try it because it is a clash But it's a clash that I absolutely love. I'll never forget it because somehow this makes sense because it must be the citrus, but I don't know. But I remember one of the commenters in Fragrantica said that it tastes like, it smells like movie theater popcorn with cigarettes. And as weird as that sounds, as random as that sounds, he or she is totally correct. After a while, though, as it develops, it's just outstanding. I love Costume National Homme, and I love Homme Parfum, the follow-up. I love wearing them. They are perfect for this time of year. It would be my number one on this list if it were a traditional top 10 list. That's number 6. Now, getting down to number 5 is my scent of the day, which is, now, this one is Lattafa Oud Mood. This one is definitely can be scored for less than $100 easily. It's like 25 to 35. But I did find one site that said it was an Oriental Spicy, and then I did find another one that said it was an Oriental Floral, I think it was. Or maybe it was an Oriental Woody. But I did find a discrepancy. So one of them might be wrong. I guess one of them has to be wrong. So in case it's not a traditional Oriental Spicy, I kept this one at number 5, but it really is great. What blew me away was just right before recording, I was looking at a lot of comments, and most of them were from women saying that they love it on them. I guess, it's a unisex fragrance, but I feel like to me at least, it leans masculine, but clearly it is pretty much right down the pike in terms of masculine or feminine and just right unisex. Whatever it is. I love the sweet ones anyway, but this one is an Oriental Spicy that has a lot of caramel in it, and so and it really projects well. If on my top 10 list here, if you're looking at the one that projects the most, it would be Oud Mood, number 1, and then a very close number 2 would be Costume National Homme. This one is the most unisex on the list, so I want to be clear about that. It's also the sweetest. By the way, a lot of caramel, but again, 25 to 35 bucks, hard to beat. I love this fragrance actually, which is why I'm wearing it today. That was number 5. Now, getting to number 4 is kind of a pick that for me, I guess this is the one I've had the least amount of experience. I haven't had a bottle and I haven't reviewed it. I had a sample of it, loved it, and that is Desert Rose by Habibi. This one is another one that was I think 90 milliliters. I think it's a 3.0 ounce on the dot bottle, but I just remember it's slightly less. It's 90 or 95 milliliter. Essentially almost a full bottle, and it was $125, but it's currently on sale for $85 or $90 through their site on Habibi as of time of recording. So they had that thing though where you have to you have to have like $130 to get free shipping. So I don't know if somebody's going to buy it for 80 some, and then I don't know about you, but a lot of times I will end up spending more money just to get the free shipping, which is, of course, what they want in the first place. But either way, it deserves to be on this list. That is number 4. Coming at number 3, so remember my top 3s are the ones there's not even a close call here. These are well below $100. And on top of it, they can be easily had through discounters or even their main site, and they just are fantastic. So number 3 is, I've said this before, Bentley for Men or Bentley for Men Intense. Both of these make the list. I've said before, if I made some sort of episode where I said like the best collection that you can get on the cheap, man, like Nautica Voyage, a lot of these fragrances that I just love that are ultra cheap. This is another one because Bentley for Men and Bentley for Men Intense are outstanding fragrances that can be had for 25 to 35 bucks. Ridiculous. Love the rum. It's the rum. They're well done, well blended fragrances that could be sold for a lot more money. So number 3 is coming in Bentley for Men or Bentley for Men Intense. Either one. I have them both and I love them both. Number 2 won't surprise a lot of people, and this one is the one that's a cinnamon and soapy mix, and so this one is kind of different than the rest in the sense that it's more soapy, and that is Jaipur. So that is Jai with the two dots, Pur. So Jaipur, however you would like to say it, but it's by Boucheron. I have the EDT and the EDP. Love both of them. It's just a joy to wear. And you can have these for another 25 to 40 bucks a bottle. I mean, they're just outstanding. I would say slightly mature. I would say this is probably for the 35 and up crowd. A lot of Oriental Spicies are anyway, though. But this one is probably a little bit more gentlemanly, a little bit more for the workplace. And it is, it's a little softer, and it has a little bit more powder to it. I love it, though, and it's probably my work scent. In fact, it would be on this list. I would choose this probably as my work scent of the list. So that's Jaipur coming at number 2, EDP or EDT. Number 1 has to be Christmas in a Bottle, which of course is London for Men by Burberry. Just like I mentioned with Armani Code, if you have not ever had a bottle of Burberry London, you really should treat yourself, because other than the cheese ball sweater that they put around the bottle that I just find incredibly annoying, it is Christmas in a bottle. I always love that fragrance, and it can be had for well under 50 bucks. It is an outstanding, yes, synthetic, but outstanding fragrance, and I love it for this time of year. It is just a joy to wear. The pine, everything about it actually is what I like. And so number 1 is a special place in my heart for Burberry London, because for this time of year, it's just absolutely perfect. It's another one, though, just like the Armani Code. If you've had 1 or 2, of course, you wouldn't necessarily need to get a third. If you've never had it, though, I do think it would be perfect for you to have in your collection at least once. So there you have it. There's my top 10 Oriental Spicy, double-checked, triple-checked throughout the week. A lot of fragrances that you want to put on your top 10, make sure you go to Fragrantica or somewhere else and make sure that it is specifically an Oriental Spicy. You might be surprised, my friends, because it might not be, just like I was on a lot of fragrances that I assumed would be on this list. So number 10, just to recap quickly, number 10 I have Spice Bomb Extreme, 9 is Armani Code or Armani Code Absolu. Number 7 is the most wanted Eau de Parfum Intense by Azzaro. 6 is Costume National Homme or Homme Parfum. 5 is Latafa Oud Mood, my scent of the day. 4 is Desert Oud by Habibi. 3 is Bentley for Men or Bentley for Men Intense. 2 is Jaipur, EDT or EDP. And finally, number 1, especially for December, come on, Burberry London. Let me know if you think I missed one, or let me know what your favorite Oriental Spicy is, or if you'd like to even offer a top 5 or a top 10, let us know what some of your favorite Oriental Spices are. And if I've missed one, like I said, an obvious one or so, please let me know. That would be great. But at least we gave John a list of ones that he could find somewhere trustworthy online for under $100. We were due, weren't we, for a top 10? I always enjoy these, and I will make sure in post to put pictures of each bottle. Let me know what you think. Let me know your scent of the day, your sense of the week. As I've said many times, but if you're new to the channel, one of the things I love is putting up, of course, every single Friday an episode for you, and then throughout the week, whenever somebody puts their scent of the day, I just really enjoy going to Fragrantica and reading about it and checking out the different fragrances that you guys wear. One thing I love about the channel is that because I am small, I have a lot of people who have niche. I have people who only have designer. I have a lot of people who only have cheapies. I have people who only have 1 or 2 bottles a year of fragrance. I just have subscribers from all over the globe and all over the spectrum of FragCom. Just the way I like it. I wish you a happy Friday. Happy Fragrant Friday. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And always remember, my friends, fragrance marks the celebration of today. Take care, everybody. You know, I promised a few of you I wasn't going to do bonus features anymore at the end of these episodes, but I just can't resist because I like them so much. I wanted to say in the episode that for whatever reason, my channel is going through kind of an explosion of new subscribers, and I really, really appreciate that, especially because in the last 3 or 4 months, the astute viewer would probably notice that I no longer really promote the channel. I no longer really say, you know, please subscribe, or I stop in the middle and say, subscribe. I noticed you haven't subscribed lately, and things like that. I've just kind of let that go. I don't really do a lot of promotion for the channel. I just really have fun conversing with you. And so what a pleasant surprise it's been in the last month or so. Perhaps it's because it's getting cold out. I don't know. But we have had quite the plethora of new subscribers, and I really, really appreciate that a lot. Take care, and I'll see you next week.